Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. Hope you're doing fantastic. It is Monday. I trust you had an amazing, superfluous, fantastic, and wonderful weekend. The week is upon us, and there's going to be a lot of earnings coming out. Pretty pumped about it. Today, though, was a pretty dry and slow day. Kind of felt like two snails chasing themselves uphill with cinder block backpacks covered in molasses. Wasn't much going on today. This is really the candle on the SPY. Very, very small inside day candle. Didn't actually place any day trades today, but I do have a few that I'll look at. So the SPY all-time highs just yesterday. So literally, the S&P 500 making new all-time highs very, very recently. So from here, I'll look for something like this, right? Retest the all-time high. Look to buy the dip on the SPY. And that's kind of the analysis for most of the markets, right? So here's the Dow, not doing much, new all-time high on Friday, inside day candle today. The Qs had a lot of buying this week, and with Netflix earnings coming up right around the corner, looking for some type of dip buying opportunity if we get it. Otherwise, we'll just kind of see what happens. Apple continued higher today, making some higher highs and higher lows. So for those traders who are still in Apple, congrats. Well done. Dave Zamora had a beautiful bull put spread expiring on Apple, so great job. Had some students request CMG and Tesla. Remember, you are welcome to request at any time any stocks that you want. Just post them in the comment section below on any videos. I look at those pretty often and be happy to review anything that you want to look at. So CMG, aka Chipotle. Here's the weekly chart, and we are at some very good support. So on CMG, it is a buy low, sell high location. And what's important to take away is that earnings is around the corner. So with this support level, right, if we gap down, I'll be interested to see what occurs. I'm not really sure, but it won't be super bullish. At least I don't think so. It depends on where it gaps. You can see there is some support over here, right? So if we gap down, maybe we get bought up. It really just kind of dictates on how big the gap is, where it opens. But overall, so again, this is kind of the bigger picture. We are in some buying locations, some buying zones. So we'll kind of see what kind of candles we get, what type of gaps we get down here. But we did roll over very nicely. A lot of traders for the last 2 or 3 weeks and months have profited pretty well on CMG from this breakdown, retest, bearish move, bearish gap and go, flag pattern right here. Just a lot of continuation patterns on CMG, and they all worked out pretty beautifully. Here's Tesla, took some TSLA, and Tesla, a little bit of a lower shadow today, but it is slightly a bearish candle. So I have a spread 280, 275 that expires this Friday. So that's the closing bell. We have exactly 4 business days in order for that to expire worthless. I think it does. So if I'm going to pull up the 100 simple moving average on Tesla, I think that's probably where we're going to rotate down into. So again, this doesn't have to happen, of course, but this is what I'm planning, expecting, anticipating. You got the 100. Looks like it doesn't want to load for me for right now, so that's okay. The 100 simple moving average looks something like this, something like that. And if we trade down to here, expecting potentially a trade back down to the 303 area, likely make some type of double bottom. And from there, I'll be watching for Tesla to dip. And again, earnings are in the beginning of August, so there's a chance I might do another bull put spread before the earnings come out on Tesla down into the support. Looking at to potentially and maybe double bottom down here, so we'll see what comes forward. Speaking of Tesla and electricity, check this out. Got a new t-shirt, actually just designed this one. This has been in the works for a little bit, and I absolutely love it. So I have got a few requests in the past few weeks and months from traders watching my videos saying, hey Newsome, I want some of these real life trading shirts. So we are creating a campaign for some of the merchandise. If you want it, you got 2 weeks to reserve your t-shirts. I'm gonna get all 3. So here's the ones. The links will be in the description box below, but we got 3 t-shirts. These are crew necks. So crew necks, and on the back, this one has the love life, live life, and trade it term on the back. And this one has a new term, one candle can change everything, including your life, reallifetrading.com. I'm wearing that shirt actually right now. So here's the front. So again, this is a crew neck. And then of course, the Star Spangled Candles. Look at that shirt. That is beautiful. If you want it, make sure to reserve these shirts. Got 2 weeks for them. Show your pride and wear some real life trading merchandise. True story, I get a comment pretty often when I wear my real life trading shirts, at least every other day when I'm wearing them. Someone will say, hey, is that Ralph Lauren, or what is that shirt? What does that stand for? Because they've never seen the logo before. It just gives me a good opportunity to tell people about what real life trading is, what the stock market is. So anyway, if you want it, boom, those are there. They're going to be in the description box below. If you for some reason can't find them in the description box, email me if you want one of these shirts. Order them. I'd love to see you wearing them. Anyway, those are some cool updates. Let's go look at a really interesting gap today. This is going to be on ticker symbol EXC. And I want to show you this gap, even though I didn't trade it, because even though it was a very small gap, this is one of those gaps that location is key. Location's everything. So overall, I think this thing gapped maybe, 3%. So percentage-wise, very small gap. But check out all the wicks on this thing and notice what a clean and easy to draw resistance that was today on EXC. White candle gapping up. Friday was an upper shadow. A bunch of these candles recently are upper shadow, so it just barely gaps above all of these wicks. So sometimes location is the most important key when you're looking at day trading a gap. And here is the 5-minute chart on EXC. And even though I did not play this one, I didn't see it in the morning, I can see how I would have. So this is the 5-minute chart. This is the pre-market level. And what you'll notice is the 5 minutes right before the market opened, you got a little bit of a bearish candle, right? So this was pre-market resistance, pre-market support. It was a white candle gapping up after all, so it would have been a retest gap. So once this big white candle formed, I would have had a limit buy here at the blue line, which is about 36.55, and my stop would have been down here about 36.35. So right at 20 cents of risk. And again, it wouldn't have been a huge home run trade, right about 1.2 Rs or so. That's how much I would have made on the trade, but it would have filled on the retest on the next candle. And then eventually I would have moved up my stop to here, probably got trailed out around there for, again, a small gain. But this is a really pretty gap. Make sure that you understand and you can really see on the daily chart why that was such a strong gap. Even though it wasn't massive, sometimes small gaps like that can work exceedingly well, just like this one on ticker symbol FCX. So FCX, nice little small gap. But again, looking here to the left, here's that nice little resistance right above all the wicks that got formed from recent days. And just a small gap right at 2% in the morning, but a very, very pretty retest gap. So again, here's the 5-minute chart. And the 5-minute chart early this morning, this would have been the pre-market breakout right here. Pre-market breakout, pre-market support, and you got a nice little inside candle right there, breakout, there's your retest, and there's the continuation higher on FCX. A lot of traders are also in this for the long term anyway, so I'm really happy to see this one up 3%. Nice gap. Here's the weekly chart, and here's your long-term moving average on the one. Oops, again, for some reason these long-term moving averages aren't coming up. Anyway, no big deal. So we're bouncing off, buy low, sell high on FCX. There's a lot of real-life traders in it. Hoping that we get to 1632 by the end of the year. That would be absolutely exceptional. And last but not least, here is FedEx on the day. FedEx, very nice gap down. So you had a white candle gapping down this morning. Here's the 5-minute chart. And this is one of my favorite candlestick patterns to play. As I'm sure you guys remember, stock gapping down into a small bullish indecision candle on the 5-minute chart, especially breaking the pre-market low. Entry, stop right there would have been good for about an R as well on FedEx. So very nice gap on FTX. Fun to watch that one roll over. Dean Chance got over 3 Rs on the day, playing that little pennant pattern breakdown right there. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, a fun Monday. Tomorrow, earnings, Netflix. Here's NFLX, and Netflix already up right now to 175. This is going to be a very interesting gap to determine exactly how this bad boy plays out. So pre-market, we're up 8%. Not shocking, by the way. Both John Wheeler, Dean Chance, many other real-life traders are in bullish on Netflix. As you guys might remember, back in January, I posted that this is one of the stocks that I'm most bullish on for the entire year. Here's the deal. This is going to be a very big open if we do, in fact, open above these highs. So we open above these highs. We did have a bearish candle just today. We're gapping up right now about 175. So realistically, oh man, this is gonna be an interesting one to see. But there's a very good chance that this thing could just absolutely run. It's gonna be all about the open. but my ultimate target for the year is 185, by the way. So we'll give it a day or two to see how it plays out, but this gap on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the most bullish gap of all time, I'd say it's around an 8. This is a pretty strong gap on Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. It might last a day or two, maybe an hour or two of sideways movement potentially, right? So it depends on how it opens, which is more than 12 hours away from right now. But depending on how this thing opens, if it can open above the all-time highs over here, I don't really see why Netflix won't continue higher over the next 3 to 4 weeks and or months. So strong bullish gap. We'll see what happens on it tomorrow. We likely will be trading that one tomorrow morning. Keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pumped. Congratulations for all those traders who are bullish on Netflix. I love seeing the stock gap. I love this stock. I love this company. I love this product. Everyone does. Why not be bullish on it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thanks so much for tuning in to your Monday Real Life Stock Review. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or compliments, post them in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and I will see you Wednesday for the next Real Life Stock Review. Until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade. You guys rock. Bye.